Tourism in Las Vegas is in a big slump this summer, costing the city billions of dollars. Some are saying that could signal trouble ahead for the U.S. economy.
Fewer tourists rolling the dice on a trip to Vegas. The Valley is now seeing a double-digit drop in visitors, especially internationally. But MGM International executives tonight are not dissuaded. As Fox 5's Kim Passoth explains, they see major growth ahead.
Las Vegas may still dazzle, but for many visitors, that sparkle now comes at a steeper price, from soaring hotel rates to $9 coffees. Inflation is hitting hard, and fewer tourists are traveling to the famous destination.
We were here last year, almost exactly the same time, and it was probably 20% more this year.
The neon glow of the Las Vegas Strip flickers like a dying star, and at its core, MGM Resorts, the titan that built this desert empire, is crumbling under the weight of its own excesses. From the Bellagio's fountains to the MGM Grand's arena, these icons once defined American excess, drawing dreamers with promises of fortune and fantasy. But now, in late 2025, revenue is tanking, rooms sit empty, and even the CEO is apologizing for turning Sin City into a ripoff. This is the unraveling of MGM's Vegas dynasty, a $17 billion behemoth facing slashed profits, viral scandals, and a tourism slump that's emptying slots and coffers alike. For Americans who've bet on the Strip as our ultimate escape, it's a wake-up call. The party's over, and the bill is steeper than ever. We're breaking it all down: the pricing blunders that sparked outrage, the cyber scars that still sting, the remodels grinding operations to a halt, and the broader forces like airline woes and tariff wars pushing visitors away. This isn't just MGM's mess. It's the end of an era where Vegas felt invincible. MGM's grip on the Strip is legendary 9 massive properties, from the opulent Bellagio with its choreographed water show to the family-friendly Excalibur, churning out billions in gaming, rooms, food, and shows. Back in the roaring 2000s and early pandemic rebound, it was a machine. Record crowds post-lockdown, conventions packing halls, high rollers dropping fortunes at blackjack tables. But by mid-2025, the cracks turned into chasms. Third quarter earnings, dropped just weeks ago on October 29th, painted a grim picture. Net revenue from Las Vegas ops plunged 7% to $2 billion, the 4th straight quarter of declines. Adjusted profit per share? A measly 24 cents, missing Wall Street's 40-cent bet by a mile, sending shares tumbling 5.5% after hours. Overall company revenue ticked up 2% to $4.3 billion, thanks to a 17% surge at MGM China and 23% digital growth via BetMGM. But Vegas, the heart, and 60% of the pie is bleeding out. CEO Bill Hornbuckle called it bluntly during the earnings call: "We lost control of the narrative over the summer." Translation: they jacked prices too high too fast, and Americans tuned out. The pricing fiasco is the spark that lit this fire, a self-inflicted wound that's gone mega viral and cost MGM millions in goodwill. Remember that infamous $26 Fiji water bottle at the ARIA? It exploded online in July, a single snapshot of gouging that racked up millions of views, shares, and seething comments from folks who'd shelled out for what used to be a cheap thrill. Then came the $25 room service plate fee at Bellagio, $12 Starbucks coffees that felt like highway robbery, and parking charges that turned a quick spin into a budget buster. Hornbuckle owned it on the call. Shame on us. He admitted the company got greedy, ignoring surveys showing mid-market guests the Heartland families from Ohio or Texas were balking at the nickel and diming. Resort fees alone, tacked on top of $200-plus rooms, pushed totals to $300 a night for basics. Food and bev revenue? Down double digits as diners opted for off-strip spots or skipped Vegas altogether. It's not abstract. For you, the average American saver who scrimped for that once-in-a-lifetime trip, this stings like a bad bet. MGM's response: a hasty price correction 90% of adjustments rolled out, like slashing water to $5 and tweaking menus at budget spots like Luxor and Excalibur. They joined the LVCVA's fabulous 5-day sale, hawking $85 rooms with fees included and $5 tables and beers. But the damage lingers. Social media memes paint Vegas as Vegas ripoff, and Hornbuckle knows it fueled a 12% visitation drop in July alone, the 7th straight monthly slide. Layer on the operational gut punches, and MGM's Vegas machine is sputtering like a faulty slot. The MGM Grand, their crown jewel with 5,000 rooms and the arena that hosted the Super Bowl last year, is in full remodel mode, 4,000 standard rooms. Gutted starting early 2025, dragging on through summer. It's a $25 million quarterly hit, per CFO Jonathan Halkyard, with occupancy cratering from 94% to 89% and RevPAR revenue per available room sliding 8% to $210. Guests fled the dust and noise, bookings tanked for 9 straight weeks post-May, and food outlets sat idle. No Super Bowl boost this year, either. The games in New Orleans, yanking $60 to $70 million in one-off revenue from last February. Add layoffs. In April, 34 concierge jobs vanished at 6 strip spots: MGM Grand, Park MGM, Mandalay Bay, The Signature, and Vdara shifted to apps and digital check-ins to save $100 to $150 million in labor costs annually. Sure, it's streamlining for tech-savvy millennials, but for boomers or families craving that personal touch, it feels like the soul's being stripped out. And table games? Win percentages dipped, casino revenue fell 5% to $450 million, as whales sensed the vibe shift and stayed home. These aren't isolated hiccups. They're compounding, turning MGM's once seamless empire into a patchwork of disruptions that scream mismanagement. Don't forget the cyber ghost haunting the halls, the 2023 ransomware blitz by a scattered spider that cost $100 million and stole customer data, still rippling into 2025. That September shutdown paralyzed 17 properties. Slot machines dark, key cards useless, reservations frozen, even pen and paper check-ins failing amid chaos. Guests like you, stuck in lobbies for hours, fueled class action suits now settling for millions. By November 2025, a teen hacker tied to the crew was nabbed. But the fallout? Ongoing FTC probes dropped in February, but lawsuits drag, and trust is fractured. Hornbuckle touted full recovery by late 2023, but employees whisper of lingering data leaks and glitchy systems. It amplified the pricing backlash folks felt not just ripped off, but vulnerable. For American travelers, already wary post-pandemic, it's another reason to pick Disney over Dice. Why risk your info and wallet in a town that can't protect either? Broader headwinds are battering the Strip like a desert storm, and MGM's caught in the blast. International visitors, especially Canadians, are down sharp tariffs from the Trump administration jacking airfares and cooling cross-border trips. Spirit Airlines bankruptcy, canned routes from Midwest hubs, slashing cheap seats that fed midweek stays at value properties. Domestic demand's soft too. High unemployment in California, the top feeder market, plus inflation squeezing family budgets. LVCVA clocked 40 million visitors for 2025, but that's flat at best, with September down 8.8% and Strip gaming win off 5.5%. Mid-market spots like Excalibur and Luxor bore half the brunt rooms empty midweek, conventions slower to return. MGM's pivoting, dumping the unprofitable Empire City bid in New York for a $256 million charge, selling Northfield Park for $546 million cash to refocus on core assets. Digital's a lifeline, bet MGM up 23%, but it's no fix for empty casinos. Hornbuckle pitches. Optimism. Q4 stabilization with conventions back. F1 Grand Prix tickets outselling last year. luxury holding strong at Bellagio and ARIA. Groups are booking for 2026, Olympics prep buzzing. But analysts aren't buying the full rebound. Shares hover mid-50s, down from pandemic peaks. For us Americans, this MGM meltdown hits harder than a busted flush. Vegas isn't just vacation, it's our cultural heartbeat, the place where we chase the dream of beating the house, where memories are made over $5 margaritas and Cirque shows. MGM built that. The lion roaring on screens, the glamour masking the grind. But as prices soar and properties falter, it's pricing out the middle class that made the Strip hum the teachers from Florida, retirees from Michigan, young couples from Chicago. The end of this era? It's the shift from accessible escapism to elite enclave where only whales and influencers thrive. MGM's scrambling waiving fees, automating services, chasing global bets like Dubai expansions, but the trust deficit is deep. If they don't claw back value, competitors like Wynn or rising locals like Fontainebleau could steal the spotlight. Vegas will endure. It's reinvented a dozen times. But MGM's empire? Teetering on the edge, a cautionary tale of hubris in the House of Highs. As the fountains dance on into November's chill, MGM's saga underscores a brutal truth. Even empires built on luck run dry when greed overshadows the game. The era of endless nights and easy wins is fading, replaced by a Vegas fighting for its soul and our dollars. Whether Hornbuckle's fixes stick or the decline deepens, one thing's clear. The Strip's next chapter won't look like the last.